Well, we've run all the simulations, and the output always shows that Graham, Randall, Jimmy, and Billy are full of it.
You know, I'm not very smart, but I thought Jimmy was smarter than that.
Here is Texas, we make folks put up or shut up. It's a Southern thing. Jason is just asking for you to defend yourself. Be a man.
It's so exciting. One of these guys is going to take the bait, and Jason is going to humiliate them with data. We are going to see Jason destroy one of these guys.
A few call-outs was interesting, but now this situation has a lot of people's attention. Graham Hancock, Randall Carlson, Billy Carson, Jimmy Corsetti, the Ancient Aliens crew, and the many who produce for Gaia, and no one will debate Jason. Archaix must be the truth.
Just call it for what it is. Ancient aliens, Gaia, ancient apocalypse, bright insight, forbidden knowledge. It's all Hollywood. Fake as a doll being able to talk.
Holy crap, first Billy and now Jimmy?
Man, I don't know nothing about all this whack stuff, but I'm just enjoying the show.
Sometimes you have to pay attention. A strategist sees a checkmate coming. Don't make the mistake of doubling down, because the public will never forgive you after you were given a chance to admit your error.
I'm sorry, we've run ops on Jason, blocked his accounts, throttled down his likes, unsubbed his followers over and over, removed a lot of his posts, and even messed with his bandwidth, and still nothing has slowed down his momentum.
Listen, I don't read books, but neither does Jimmy or Billy, and Hancock has other people write his books. But I listen to Archaix, and I can hear the truth because he's always making sense and telling me where the knowledge comes from.
Is so dumb. Hancock and Randall are so old, and Billy and Jimmy just hating because Jason is hot. So dumb, it's not even about Atlantis.
You mean to tell me that the original discoverers of the Rachette structure even said it wasn't Atlantis after they went there and had a look?
Jason is a true thriller of information. He has shown these guys that they can just beat it. Archaix for the win.
Oh my God, guys. Men in Black was just a movie. You guys took it to the next level, and now you're running from Archaix to save your bank accounts?
I can't believe this. Jimmy, I looked up to you. My next song was going to be about Atlantis in the Sahara. I was going to flow, dude.
Archaix has gone way beyond what is necessary to prove that these guys are all putting out some real, easily disproven information, and that they have made fortunes doing it. Jason has shown us who values the dollar and who values the truth.
So I wanted to endorse Archaix, but Jason told me cram it. He apparently hates politicians. Still, break free or die trying, guys.
There is no way I would want to be one of these guys. I listened to Jason freestyle historical facts in Las Vegas like he had lived back then. A freaking time traveler.
This whole situation raises the question of accountability. These guys have made millions off of telling the public incorrect information that they now refuse to answer for. We may need to look into this.
Oh, you guys get it all wrong. It means make Archaix great again. That's MAGA. Errants are the Archaix nation.
There is no way in hell someone is going to use my past against me because they don't want to deal with me right now. That shit's weak.
Atlantis, dated to the Ice Age, is as dumb as thinking a guy who invents computer viruses can make vaccines.
This isn't going away. Jason's not going to win because he's smarter. He's going to win because you're being dumb. Like me.
Being a crusader for the truth isn't being a bully. Only someone trying to hide something is going to gaslight you into hating on Jason.
There is no stopping Archaix. Gaia, Ancient Aliens, Forbidden Knowledge of Billy, Bright Insight of Jimmy, Ancient Apocalypse of Hancock. I'm telling you, they aren't ready.
Dudes, what are you going to do when Jason has 500,000 followers? You already can't contain this.
You already can't contain this. As you noticed, David Icke was not mentioned in any of those clips because back then I was still giving him the benefit of the doubt. I've told you many times in my presentations that I had looked up to him in former years. And I've also told you there comes a point in time when we outgrow our heroes. And I've also invited my community to admit to themselves when they come to a point where it's time to outgrow Jason of Archaix. But I can't ignore David Icke, and I haven't been for the past year, as I've shown you guys. David Icke's meltdown today was embarrassing, but it covered up a much deeper issue, and it was almost genius how it was effected. Yeah, he spoke with egg on his face, eating crow, looked like, you know, he played the victim. But it's what he didn't say which continues to perpetuate the deception out there in the field for which Archaix has been standing in the gap for. The shield wall that is the research of the Archaix paradigm, the data sets that have forged into an unbreakable chain. Yeah, none of that was mentioned. Just a bunch of woe is me bullshit. It's the same old song and dance. Almost every single individual, I thought these were professionals that I have called out to debate, has defaulted to my criminal history, as if what a 17-year-old did 36 years ago has any bearing on you being a shill today. Wow. It's amazing. But I don't fear my past any more than I fear my future. These guys have boxed themselves in so bad. Yeah, this video is going to be hilarious, guys. You thought you cracked up in the other video? Yeah, this video here might have some of you shitting your depends because we're going to get into it. Yeah. So for those who don't know what I'm talking about, let's look at it real quick because I'm going to educate you on something the majority of you totally missed in that chat. I was in that chat. David Icke probably was too, but he didn't make an appearance. But yeah, this was a nightmare. And this isn't just my opinion, guys. There's over 740 comments. The majority of the comments under this video are the majority are in favor of Archaix. People are basically telling David. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, I only have 190,000 subs. So how is the majority of 780 comments under your own video? You have just 2,000 shy of 1 million subs, and you couldn't even get but 10 or 12 people in the live chat defending you? Yeah. 1 out of every 50 comments was really in favor of David Icke in this chat. This chat right here. This chat, you can see it on the screen. This chat here is absolutely packed full of Archaix supporters telling David, hey man, you need to get the facts right. You need to understand exactly what you're talking about. You're really out of line here. So this was a meltdown. We're not going to discuss the meltdown. You can go listen to it for yourself. I'm going to educate you as to what David didn't say. Yeah, there were some lies in there too about them not knowing who I am. Yeah, Jamie, his son, just did a bald-faced lie. I didn't know who that bloke was till 8 hours ago. Yeah, are you serious? Are you telling me that you don't know what's inside your daddy's books because your dad cited me? Yeah, come on, man. Iconic has known about Archaix for a long time. How do they know? They know through Inspired channel. Yeah, there's been a lot of controversy between Archaix and the Inspired channel. I don't like the guy. I don't like the way he presents information. I do not like the way that every single thing seems to be, every truth the Inspired comes out with seems to be wrapped around some way of getting $1 from you. Yeah, I don't like the marketing. I don't like none of that shit. But I'm most offended that David Icke was the very last to be entered onto my shill list. And it's only because he started networking with Billy Carson. David Icke has provided value to the field. But what good is the truth what good is the truth if it's covering lies? The same lies all the other guys are involved in. So, this is a nightmare video. Nightmare. Nightmare video. It says 740, but I haven't refreshed this in a while, but it's over 740 comments now. A massive amount of these comments are just telling David, get your facts right, man. You're way off base here. You're way off base. So I'm going to tell you what happened. David Icke is not responding to any of the immense amount of criticisms that I have professionally released in publishing and on YouTube and on X. Call outs for debate. He's not responding to any of that. He's not responding to any of the issues. He chose to respond to Archaix officially on an opinion piece that has nothing to do at all with the immense amount of data sets that I have been trying to call to his attention and that he's been ignoring completely. Yeah, you can go to this. I'm not going to go through this anymore. Listen, the comment section is a riot when you go through here. It's absolutely horrific. But I'm going to leave it alone. It's not my place to go through that video, crying about being a victim and all that while sitting here ad hominem attacks about my juvenile history. Man, F off. F off. David Icke is a fallen hero. I'm not going to take the hero status from him. He woke a lot of us up. But that's the problem with a lot of old cantankerous bastards. They don't want to understand the world has changed. The world is always changing. There will be a time, I tell my community all the time, when you are going to realize that you've outgrown me. And I'm cool with that. It's time to move on. If I become stagnant, if there any time I'm not living the truth that I elicit, then yeah, it's time to move on. I say this a lot. You got to recognize in your own walk, in your own intellectual and spiritual walk, you have to recognize that time in your life when learning becomes an impediment to knowing. So this is embarrassing. It's terrible, but we have to understand exactly what happened here. So I'm going to show you a whole list. Of everything you need to see that these guys are trying to keep from you in all this gaslighting. If you think the David Icke video was just a total nightmare, that's what the majority of people think. You're right as far as on its face. But what it accomplishes is actually genius. Oh, yeah. You see, I've been calling David Icke out on several issues to debate. I don't fear that debate. I'll go head to head because he needs to get the business. I'm not worried about him giving me the business. But there's definite misinformation in his presentations that needs to be corrected because it does matter. But instead of addressing those issues, he begins to network with one of the very men for which I've also called out on the exact same issues. So David Icke has taken a position. Now that David Icke has taken a position, I can call him a professional adversary. And there's no mercy. You cannot do anything but blame yourself for the shit I'm going to unleash. Just blame yourself. You chose a side, but you chose the wrong one. The wrong one. So I'm going to show you this list. But before that, you saw the thumbnail. You saw that little devil playing on the piano, and in the description box, how I told you guys that there's a different song being played here. There's some other tunes here you're not recognizing. That video David Icke did actually covers up something, and it was a genius way of doing it, even though he came off looking like he lost face. So he decided to network with the alpha shill himself. So before I show you this list of all the things that David Icke is absolutely avoiding, the very list for which David Icke chose to officially, publicly recognize Archaix on an opinion piece. That's what he chose. Because these other issues, he's not going to come near. Yeah, he chose to get in bed with Billy Carson. So let's go ahead and give him what he wants. This is what he wants. Let's go ahead and give it to him right here. And we'll get to that list as soon as this dedication to the marriage of Billy Carson and David Icke.
Billy Carson, hiding behind the emerald lights, forbidden knowledge, but that truth's glides. Archaix napalm, burning through the night. You spin your tales of Anunnaki gods, aliens from the beer room, mining gold in the sod. Sitchin's old fictions you repackage and sell. Emerald tablets hoax, ringing that grifter bell. Claim degrees you don't have, fake credentials on show. William Tyrone Carlson, everybody knows. Pineal gland scams, decalcify your mind. Paywalls and course, leaving truth behind. Freedomites from Mars, 65,000 years ago. But the tablets say different, stealing the show. You dodge every debate, run from the real fight. Professor Dave called you out, vanished into the night. West Huff wrecked your Bible claims, sued to hide the shame. But Archaix is coming, torching your game. Billy forbidden, all you're crashing down. Grifter king of pseudo-seance town, selling ancient aliens, fake history shit. But the napalm truth from Archaix heads. Run, Billy, run from the facts you fear. Your empire's crumbling and is near. Forbidden spaghetti, tangled in deceit. The world's waking up. Feel the heat. Joe Rogan's couch, you sat and spun your yarn. Terrence Howard vibes, but you're sounding the alarm. Overpriced Egypt tours, non-refundable pain. Florida DA called you out. Predatory game. Handbags and star maps, misreading the seals. VA 243 nonsense, no solar system reveals. Manifest destiny channels, quantum mind so fake. With Howard on stage, what a mistake. Sumerian kings live forever, you say with a grin. But Archaix data proves you can't win. You get so forbidden when the scholars unwind. Looting your matrix, leaving facts behind. Call out the frauds from Sitchin to you. Archaix is rising, exposing the crew. Billy forbidden, all you're crashing down. Grifter king of pseudo-science town, selling ancient aliens, fake history shit. But the napalm truth from Archaix heads. Run, Billy, run from the facts. empire's crumbling and is near. Forbidden spaghetti, tangled in deceit. The world's waking up. Feel the heat. Oh, Billy, why'd you fake it all so low? Stealing names and stories, putting on a show. From the pyramid's depths to Antarctic lies, your hidden chamber's empty, no surprise. Archaix roars with chronologic fire, burning your bridges, taking it higher. No more hiding in your forbidden veil. The simulation's breaking. Your tales fail. Billy Forbidden, yeah, you're crashing down. Oh, Billy, Grifter King, losing your crown, selling forbidden dreams. But the truth is clear. Archaix napalm, year after year. Run, Billy, run, but you can't outpace. The data's dropping, sealing your disgrace. Forbidden spaghetti, forever confined in the Archaix blaze. You're left behind.
Yeah, man. Don't like the filler, get lost. Yeah, get out of my chat. I've got over 1,300 videos. More than 70% of them are very intense chronological data sets. But so if I want to do one video out of 1,300 with several music clips about all the shills I've called out in the field, I'm going to do that. If you don't like, please excuse yourself. Yeah, I'm not trying to hear that shit. Get out of my chat. Now, oh, and I got some good music about many of the guys that I've called out. Absolutely. We'll be doing a David Icke song. We got that in the cooker now. Since he's added to the list. Yeah, man. You'll be seeing a lot of that turquoise jumpsuit. So, the meltdown that David Icke had was embarrassing, of course, but it covered this up. This is what it covered up. And this is serious. So, most of my detractors, most of the people that criticize Archaix, I mean, a large body of them come from the fact that I have attacked sacred cows that are not, you can't defend them. They're just things people came to believe. But I have very specific debate topics. Now, most of those who come into contact with me, they often mistake confidence with ego, and they're turned away. But my own community knows. You've been following me for years. You've seen my We Immortals playlist. You have seen the things I've done in the community, how I have traveled the entire United States. I've been going coast to coast, doing meetups, meeting the people, learning about what makes people tick. I want people to know me. I have hidden from nothing, no past, no future, no present. But people who have never come into contact with Jason of Archaix, they bring this baggage with them. They have no idea. I've only been a YouTuber for 6.5 years. I've been in publishing for 20 years. I have been in intense chronological and nonfiction bibliographic referenced research for over 30 years. I too have been doing a whole bunch of research. David Icke likes to claim to have had a research background, but that is not how he started. Yeah, he started as a mystic who claimed to have a Kundalini experience download. That's his backstory. And he used to consult a psychic. That's his backstory. Yeah, he also said that he was heavily influenced by a presence. And it was during this phase of his life. He wasn't reading and researching books. He was in sports. And then he was a sports broadcaster. So there is very little comparison between the two of us. Where he got his immense amount of data sets about modern conspiracies and all that came in the mid to late 90s. But he didn't start that way at all. He started with some really mystical ascended master mumbo jumbo shit. That wasn't my start. My start was researching old books, and I have proven that to my community. I exited prison with a established and published bibliography of over 1,300 nonfiction reference works that I proved that I had read and data mined. It's all in the bibliographies of my books. So I'm not trying to draw a comparison between David and I, but David's community, they have no idea the immense amount of wealth I have brought to the table in historical antiquities and in chronological antiquities. They don't know. So they don't understand how serious these debate accusations are. People not wanting to debate. Here is the list that I have called so many professionals in their field out. I have called them out to debate these topics. And I have told you guys over and over, I do not need to reference notes. I don't need to bring sheets and index cards. I don't need to bring books. I'm only going to bring me. I know my material. And I know for a fact that there's no one going to win a debate with me concerning these topics. Not because I'm intellectually superior, not because I'm great and you're not. Those irrelevant and stupid egoic concepts. It's simply because I have found the facts, I have verified them, and I have shown them to the community, and they have agreed that these are iron shut arguments and data sets. Yeah. Ancient advanced technology is not evidence of ancient aliens. I'm willing to debate that. Billy Carson's not. The Anunnaki did not live for hundreds of thousands of years. It is a mistranslation. A star was a day. It was not 3,600 years. That is a Zechariah Sitchin mistake copied from the mistakes of the Babylonian Greek historian Berosus, and I show why the mistake was made. Because the number 1 in cuneiform and the number 3,600 are the same symbol, and they messed up. But Billy Carson doesn't want to debate this. And I show over 50 examples out of ancient records where ancient historians knew this. How do we know? Because they interpreted 432,000 turnings of the stars not to be 432,000 years, but 432,000 days, meaning a 1,200-year period. Simple as that. It abbreviates the entire Anunnaki history to the human historical record. The Anunnaki were not ancient aliens. They were humans, and everything that we have about them shows they were humans. Atlantis dated 13th century BC, not 9600 BC. Billy Carson is not willing to debate this topic at all. I am promoting that Atlantis was 13th century BC, and I'm willing to debate anybody in the world concerning this topic. I am now pretty much claiming I am the authority on chronological antiquities of the Plato's Atlantis story. And until somebody takes me off that throne, I'm going to continue that. You're welcome to try. I have published for free all the data sets that you need to see on that date. There is no way the Atlantis story of Plato could be 9,600 BC. That's some Graham Hancock bullshit. The great flood of biblical and worldwide fame is not the Younger Dryas period. Yeah, I've called everybody out on this one. Nothing but crickets. There was never an ancient Egyptian age of Leo. There was never an ancient Egyptian Leo-Sphinx connection. Graham Hancock made it up. There's a reason why that couldn't have existed that far back in ancient Egypt, and it's because the solar zodiac didn't even exist until after there was a worldwide abandonment of the lunar zodiacs. The solar zodiac is only 25 centuries old. Aries through Pisces. I'm willing to debate that. I have cited all the PhD scholars who have done the actual work on the historicity of the zodiac and the different signs, and it's clear as day that the 18 lunar houses of Mul Appen slowly morphed over a 400-year period into 12 houses of the solar zodiac. And this is why some zodiacal signs seem to be emerging of two different symbols. They had to take 18 signs and bring them down to 12. And I show exactly how they did this. I haven't had a single taker about this data. No one wants to try and refute it. Another Archaix debate topic for which I've called many people out is that the earliest year was 360 days, and it was only in the 8th century BC because the moon started playing false for 4 months. That all of a sudden, all the nations in the world abandoned lunar systems and adopted solar models. This is also the origin of the solar zodiac. Because the year changed, something happened, and our year switched from 360 to 365.24. This is not just civilizations becoming more advanced and realizing there was 5.24 or 5.25 more days a year. This event was recorded all over the world, and I'm willing to debate it because I have the data. I can show what happened, I can show when it happened, and I can show how the entire world recognized only a 360-day calendar, and then the entire world within a century only recognized a 365-day calendar in the event that caused that. And it was only 28 centuries ago. And the other debate topic is I know for a fact, absolutely, that Jesus of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John never existed. Jesus is literary, not literal. And you can include a debate about the Shroud of Turin as well, because I've done a fantastic presentation on that, showing you all the data. It was the shroud of a Norman knight. It was not Jesus. These are the debate topics. This is all I've ever wanted to debate. I'm not worried about anything else. I can add some things to this now. As you know from my recent presentations in the last year, I have gone thoroughly through the uniformitarian, relative, and absolute dating models and showed you how they're all bullshit. Showed you how every single layer of strata has been misdated. They do not work. The potassium argon, the carbon-14, every single one of the relative and absolute dating methods are arbitrary, and they require you to make 7 assumptions before you can even assert anything as factual. And still, it's all theoretical. Yeah, the entire evolutionary dating shit is shit. It's all bullshit. Every bit of it. I'm willing to debate that as well. And I have an arsenal of human artifacts found in coal seams, great depths, human skeletons, all found in great depths of the earth, while dinosaur skeletons and dinosaur footprints are all on the surface. Nothing we've been told about the uniformitarian model of history is true. It's all bullshit. You guys already know this. So, this is the debate list. I've been very stringent about it. I've also been very, very generous because I have posted these data sets for free to the public. I haven't been secret. I've been holding information back. I give it to you guys. I said, here, this is what I'm willing to debate. And so you can be prepared for the debate. This is everything I have. And guess what it does? It creates a phenomenon, really unique one. It's called crickets. Because there ain't a fucking person in the field that's taken me up on any of these debate issues. And I have emailed everyone. I have done public call outs on X. I have done them all over YouTube. You guys show me the emails that you've sent David Icke, that you've sent everybody else I've called out. You show me all the comments that were originally in comment sections and then they later disappear because they're edited out. We already know in Archaix that there is a blanket There is a blanket refusal to entertain anything Archaix, and there's a whole bunch of people involved and responsible. They won't mention Archaix data. They won't mention Jason of Archaix. I am alone in this battle, 100%. So my aggression is absolutely justified. Whether it manifests in just explosive data sets where I completely decimate and make people look like idiots, or if it comes out in humor and opinion pieces like the video that David Icke responded to, because it was his shot and he saw it. I can give him credit. There is a genius in what he did. Even though he looked stupid, he sounded stupid, he looked scared, he knew he was lying, he knew he wasn't me, he knew people weren't going to really believe the things that were coming out of his mouth concerning me. He knew that. And you can tell by his body language, by his sentence structure, everything about that presentation reeked that I am a liar. I can't believe I'm doing this, but I got to. But he had to do it because his focus completely kept you from realizing what the issues were, what the issues have always been. I just read to you all the issues. These are the facts that matter, because if David Icke would have ever acknowledged any of these debate topics and allowed me to go on Iconic and just unleash, say, hey man, this is what you've been lied about. This is what's going on. This is what the agenda is. This is why. This is what it does. Here are 58 centuries of chronological data that shows us what the hell is about to happen to our world in the month of May in the year 2040. Here it is all right here. But as long as David Icke is going to go get in bed with Billy Carson, Jimmy Corsetti, Graham Hancock, and now I'm learning of some others. And people like Jean Nolan are going to continue to espouse this bullshit. It's going to keep the public from understanding and realizing that 58 centuries of recorded chronological data as found in Archaix answers almost all the anomalies of the ancient world. But instead, David Icke has hitched his wagon to a wagon train full of shills that are all pointing to the Ice Age, because they don't want you to see what's locally happened recently for you to be able to extrapolate and say, damn, well, shit, if that event was 3895 BC and we can prove it here, and this one was 2239 BC and we can prove that here, and shit, the Ogaigian deluge was 1687 BC and we can prove it here, and here's all the evidence that all three of these cataclysms were during the human historical record and they were all in the month of May, then it makes sense what happened here in 1135 BC at the Atlantis dating during Pharaoh Segnakti when the world was falling apart. Here's Atlantis being destroyed. It's Sea People's Federation. They disappeared. This is amazing because exactly in 31 BC, the same phenomenon occurred, and here it is again. It's in the month of May. And then 522 AD, the Dark Ages begin in the month of May. What is going on? How is it possible that every one of these events are 552 years apart, or 1,104 years apart, which is 552 plus 552, or 1656 years apart, which is 552 times 3, 552 being the ancient Phoenix cycle. David Icke has attached Iconic to the same group now that's literally swashbuckling, pushing a whole bunch of bullshit. Yeah, I'm just now finding out Dollar. I didn't even know Dollar Vigilante was involved in this shit. Had no idea. Now I get it. Now I get it. Why so many people are emailing me asking me if I know anything about this Tesla machine, because all these people are giving bad reviews talking about it's a total scam, and I didn't even know till this morning that that's some shit Dollar Vigilante's doing. Jeff Berwick. Now it kind of makes sense. For the past 3 years, I have a personal friend, Max Egan, but it's always been kind of weird that I've never heard from Jeff Berwick, never heard from Dollar Vigilante, never got an email, never got an invite, never wanted to talk to me. Imagine that. But David Icke has hitched his wagon to a whole bunch of shills that are all promoting a false narrative of history. So it doesn't matter how much you talk about the Bushes, the Clintons, how much information you have on Hillary. Who cares who did 9/11? Who cares about all the minutia of society in our time, when all it does is detract from the larger concern of an epicycle of destructions that is so mathematically perfect that we can trace it all through history? which allows us to know the next time it's going to happen. Yeah, everything you promote is a distraction from people discovering this data, which Archaix brings to the table. Even promoting Jimmy Corsetti. Yeah, David Icke promotes Jimmy Corsetti's Rishat structure as Atlantis. And Jimmy Corsetti holds that Atlantis was 9,600 BC. So, in honor of the marriage between David Icke and Jimmy Corsetti and all that fake bullshit historical information that David Icke wants you to believe because he doesn't want it corrected. Well, shit, we need to listen to that video, man, because apparently David Icke just, really likes this guy.
Ooh, Jimmy. Oh, Jimmy. You thought you could hide in the sands of time. But the truth's coming down like a phoenix fire. From Archaix, the hammer falls. Chat. You spin your web of lies, claiming Atlantis rose there under desert skies. But Plato's words are twisted in your grifter's game. 9600 BC, man, that's just lame. You run from debates like a coward in the night. Hancock's your buddy, but you both ain't right. Younger Dryas dreams all crashing down while you're chasing views in your conspiracy town. Göbekli Tepe, you lie about the stones. Pottery dates left them buried like bones. Unfinished pillars, backfilled in haste. Cataclysm hit, but you call it a waste. You get so upset when the facts come to light. Personal attacks, yeah, you're spoiling for a fight. Accusing folks of faking cancer, that's low. But Archaix is here, stealing the show. Jimmy upset, oh, you're burning out. Grifter in the desert, full of doubt. Shield for the masses, pushing Nazi shit. But the truth from Archaix, it's a perfect hit. Run, Jimmy, run from the debate stage. Your theories crumble in the simulated cage. Upsetty spaghetti, tangled in your lies. The world's waking up, saying goodbye. Billy Carson's crew, Randall's wild ride. You all huddle up, but there's nowhere to hide. Matt the Crow experts, Bible draws the lines. But your star alignment's just wasting our time. David Icke's echoes, Sitchin's old tales. You peddle the fiction while the real data prevails. Piri Reed's maps, you claim Ice Age art. But no metal plates, no ancient hearts. Sensational clicks, that's your only fuel. While Archaix drops bombs, making you look the fool. Joe Rogan's couch, you'd sell your soul to sit. But the purge is coming and you're caught in it. You get so upsetty when the chronos unwind. Looped in the matrix, leaving you behind. Call out the cowards from Carson to Greg. Archaix is rising, cracking your egg. Jimmy upset, oh, you're burning out. Grifter in the desert, full of doubt. Why'd you have to go so low? Faking the facts, stealing the show. From the Sphinx's gaze to the Zodiac's lie, your empire's falling, no alibi. Archaix roars with the napalm truth, burning your bridges, exposing the proof. No more hiding in your bright insight veil. The simulation's glitching. Your story's
Yeah, man. Upsetty. So, David Icke sadly did the same thing Jimmy Corsetti did when I called Corsetti out for a debate several times because the Rishat structure wasn't even his research. He got that from somebody else. He just became famous for it when he got an opportunity to go on Joe Rogan and talk about it. But the original people who came up with the theory also dismissed it when they went to Africa, went to the Rishat structure in the Sahara in Mauritania and studied the site and realized, holy shit, it looked like it from the sky, but when you get down there, broken, tortured landscape, there's no way this was the city. Yeah. So geologists realize, okay, well, this is a subsurface pressure salt dome. This was formed when the area was underwater. Yeah, so dumb. The whole listen, if it wasn't for, and this is why Jimmy Corsetti hates my guts, but if it wasn't for this misinformation being allowed to be propagated on Joe Rogan, no one in the world would know who Jimmy Corsetti is. Jimmy Corsetti now floats through social media, barely trying to just cling on to something because everybody's in ancient archaeology now. Almost everybody online is an expert on ancient archaeological anomalies. There's so many accounts now talking about it. It's made Jimmy Corsetti irrelevant. So he like recently when a second Sphinx was detected in Egypt, oh man, did that man try to get up under the rug on that one and try to be the first to release anything? I mean, dude is pathetic. He is pathetic. But what makes him pathetic is not the attempt to be popular. What makes him pathetic is that in a simple call out to debate, his response was to defer to my criminal history at 17 years old. So show me in what world is that acceptable? In what world is that acceptable? So if I walk into a bar and sit next to you, if I just walk into a bar and sit next to you, and then I mean, there may be some way you can find out just by looking at me. Maybe you just say let's just say you're a magician, whatever. You know, I drink one, me and you were laughing and joking, whatever. You're a total stranger to me. I don't know who you are. And you made me laugh too many times. You'll spit up some of my bourbon. I go ahead and say, hey, wait, come on over here. Double us up. And then all of a sudden, you do some type of background check on me and find out that, you know, I effed up bad, or at least I was a part of a situation that went real bad when I was 17 years old. 36 years later, all of a sudden, you can't take my drink. Oh, no, I can't take that drink, man. What the? WTF? Yeah, man, that's what I come across. I come across people who don't want to deal with me in the present because they know they will be overwhelmed. So they default to my criminal history. It's easy. Billy Carson did the same thing. Jimmy Corsetti did it. James True did it. So many others. I can't remember. You guys have seen my channel. All the call outs I've done. How many people do you? Well, now we can add David Icke to the list now. David Icke actually went down that road. Wow. I never would I ever have predicted that. I don't care how triggered you get by an opinion piece. Yeah, the video I did the other day, so what? I was clowning you about your stupid turquoise jumpsuit. But you took it to a whole nother level. So you can expect a lot of people to lose respect for you. You're on your way out, man. You're on your way out. That was a really dumb move. But it's okay. I'm cool with it. But that's what David Icke did. His entire video was misdirection to get you from seeing this. It was entire misdirection. Because this is what matters. This is absolutely what matters. Because once all these are acknowledged, or even half of these are acknowledged, a massive amount of grifts are removed from the field. And we're going to be able, can you imagine if these truther channels came together just to acknowledge this research? I don't care if there was a consortium of 20 different channels that all decided, okay, you know what? We've had it. We have had it with Jason of Archaix. We are going to do a massive powwow and 20 different channels coming together, and we're going to go through every one of these data sets, and we're going to publicly show that Jason of Archaix is either right or either wrong. I don't fear that. You guys know I don't fear that because I dot all my I's and I cross all my T's. I don't fear that, but nobody's doing it. That's why you should be asking questions. How in the hell are the most prestigious podcasters radio silent? I got David Icke's attention. I got him to do a meltdown. I got David Icke. Yeah, Texas ex-con got David Icke to respond and make a total ass of himself on social media. And yeah, I don't have Joe Rogan, silent. Patrick David, silent. Lex Fridman, silent. Andrew Schultz, silent. You already know. Inspired's going to be quiet. Yeah. So unimpressed with that dude, man. So unimpressed with that dude. It doesn't matter what David Icke does. That dude's going to justify it. Yeah, his name is John Nolan. So unimpressed. Yeah, man, it's sad. It's absolutely sad. But this is the world we're living in. So you have to ask yourself, what is going on? How in the hell? It's not just Jason, his personality, his delivery, but the actual information that Jason has in his videos is blowing our minds, because it blew my mind putting it all together. You want to see what that data is? You want to see how easy it is to access the very information that I'm talking about right now? Just a list of the videos, what they actually look like, and where you can find them all in one place. Right here, this whole list right here, all these debate topics, yeah, every data set has been provided freely to the public. How in the hell are these large channels, which are always looking for new content? They're always wanting new content. How are they all uniformly radio silent? How in the hell can you have a huge podcast and not want to get in on Jason and Billy Carson beef, Jason and Jimmy Corsetti beef? How would you not want to get on this controversy with Jason up against all these people concerning these topics? How would you not to, unless, I mean, I have to call it like it is. Does the CIA control YouTube? Is content on YouTube controlled by intelligence agencies? You cannot fault me for thinking that David Icke is an intelligence operative. You can't. The guy came out with zero knowledge on history. He appeared in the public sector with not a clue about how the world ran. He came out as a mystic, knowing all this mystical mumbo jumbo shit, and then claimed that his immense amount of knowledge that later came concerning the Clintons and the Bushes and all these people, because he was a genius in his books exposing everything out there. But every bit of that could have been came from dossiers from intelligence communities, because he didn't start that way. He wasn't reading conspiracy books when he was playing soccer, football. Yeah, when he was a sports commentator, he wasn't doing it. No, he consulted a psychic. That's his own testimony. He was visited by a presence. He was guided by that presence. And what did that presence influence him to do? Teach the world about the ascended masters, and then wear a turquoise jumpsuit to give all the implications that he might be one of those ascended masters. And how did he reinforce that? By claiming he was Jesus, son of God. But I'm going to give him credit. When asked if he's the literal Jesus, he said, no, man, we're all sons of God. Okay, cool. He whitewashed it, but that's fine. All that was laid out, and not a damn thing about world conspiracies and none of that stuff until later in the 90s. All of a sudden, man, he goes to South America, has a Kundalini experience, and he admits in his writings that he had a download. And he came out after that download, and man, he knew everything. He started publishing books on every conspiracy known to man. That's David Icke's past. That's David Icke's history. It just happens to mirror Stella Steele's. That's her case too. She had a download. Knew everything, and after that just took off. Yeah, man, it's crazy. So aside from all that, bullshit, let's check out exactly what it is. Let's check out what it is about these things. Where you can find this information, because it's available to you and it's free. I've never charged for these data sets. I've never charged for any of this information. You can get it free on my channel. Yeah, and you don't even have to watch ads. I have no mid-roll commercials on my channel at all, unless there was a copyright violation and YouTube went ahead and put ads on the video. That's the case of about 10 videos out of 1,300 presentations I've done. I have no control over that. But this is what Icke has attached himself to. David Icke has literally chosen sides. So you can't be angry at Jason of Archaix for now exposing that, or any future moves Jason of Archaix is going to perform. You can't be mad. Yeah, man, the Rubicon has been passed. Quit asking me to talk to David Icke. That we're beyond that. He has chosen a side, and he chose the side of those who are going to lie to the public and keep them from knowing 58 centuries of recorded human history, and steadily push a narrative that pushes the Atlantis narrative, the Great Flood, ancient civilizations, ancient aliens, a rock from space, a younger Dryas, all to the Ice Age. That's what their narrative is, and they're all involved in it. Every one of them. Yeah, it ain't just Billy, and it's not just Jimmy Corsetti. Yeah, you got Graham Hancock. You guys know Fingerprints of the Grift. I completely dismantled his book, and he won't even defend himself. Graham Hancock won't. Yeah, that's embarrassing. I got an 8th grade education. How could you not? How could you not? It's terrible. It's terrible what the world has become. But you got to understand, this isn't normal. How in the hell are all these mega podcasts completely oblivious to this huge controversy when all of you know about it? All of you know about it. It doesn't even make sense. Graham Hancock's always talking about that Sphinx, and he got thoroughly, completely dismantled on that topic. So I want to show you guys where you can see all these data sets for free. But before that, David Icke really likes Graham Hancock, steady pushing Graham Hancock. He likes Billy Carson too, and Billy Carson's networked with Graham Hancock. So we need to, give a little credit to that and go ahead. And in honor of the marriage between Graham Hancock and David Icke, Iconic and Ancient Apocalypse, shit, go ahead and show that tribute. Yeah, it's all about water on the Sphinx. It may be dumb, but it's true.
Sphinx is crying tears from the Ice Age rain. That Leo was rising when the pyramids were made. Robert Shark's your prophet, your geologist messiah. But he saw some streaks and built a whole empire of liars. 11,500 BC. You got telepathic sailors mapping Antarctica ice free. Moving million-ton blocks with the power of their mind. Meanwhile, my rent's overdue and I can't even find a decent explanation for your Netflix special crime. Oh, water on the Sphinx. Don't mean what you think. It's crustacean grim, not civilization. Spring, you're selling lost Atlantis in a three-piece suit, but the evidence is thinner than your Netflix loot. Ooh, Göbekli tape was cool, man, nobody's denying it, but older than farming, there ain't aliens were flying. You quote Plato like it's scripture, twist the myth and the fact. They cry academic conspiracy when they call you on the act. You say the halls of a many hide the records of the fall. I say the only thing that's hidden is a paywall. Water on the Sphinx don't mean what you think. Vertical erosion, just a geological kick. You're the Indiana Jones of made up history, chasing clicks and royalties, not truth or mystery. Younger Dryas comet, sure that probably hit, but global psychic civilization is where I call bullshit. You cherry pick the data like a flat earther with a globe, then act shocked when real scholars treat you like a joke. No. Water on the Sphinx don't prove your tale, just like Randall's Lost Squadron doesn't mean we're all frail. Keep your age of Leo, keep your ancient maps. I'll stick with the evidence and take hard nap. Graham, Bane, baby, the lion ain't rising. It's just a rock getting wet. Water on the Sphinx don't mean what you think. It's crustacean grim, not civilization. Spring, you're selling lost Atlantis in a three-piece suit, but the evidence is thinner than your Netflix loot. Ooh, Göbekli tape was cool, man, nobody's denying it, but older than farming, there ain't aliens were flying. You quote Plato like it's scripture, twist the myth and the fact. They cry academic conspiracy when they call you on the act. You say the halls of a many hide the records of the fall. I say the only thing that's hidden is a paywall. Water on the Sphinx don't mean what you think. Vertical erosion, just a geological kick. You're the Indiana Jones of made up history, chasing clicks and royalties, not truth or mystery. Younger Dryas comet, sure that probably hit, but global psychic civilization is where I call bullshit. You cherry pick the data like a flat earther with a globe, then act shocked when real scholars treat you like a joke. No. Water on the Sphinx don't prove your tale, just like Randall's Lost Squadron doesn't mean we're all frail. Keep your age of Leo, keep your ancient maps. I'll stick with the evidence and take hard nap. Graham, Bane, baby, the lion ain't rising. It's just a rock getting wet.
It's just a rock getting wet. Stop all that 12,000 year BS crap. Yeah, so many people follow that narrative that even people, that don't really have, I mean, there's a lot. David Icke and I have one thing in common in that we are both published. Now, I'm pretty sure he didn't self-publish his books. I self-published 2 of mine. The rest of them are all published by Booktree. But it doesn't matter. I mean, he has taken the time to write these books. Now, they're not AI compositions. His books were put out a long time ago. But and he's still putting out books. So I don't know if he's a writer, but he is a published author. There is a difference. Anyone who has read my Awaken the Immortal Within, anyone who has followed through with my even much larger book, Empower the Immortal Within, anyone who has read my Lost Scriptures of Giza, When the Sun Darkens, Anunnaki Homeworld, Shocking Secrets of Antiquity, they're not going to contend the point. I'm not being prideful, I'm asserting a fact. I am a writer, and writing means a whole lot more than just conveying information. It means that you have style, that you have an ability to take a massive amount of information and condense it into something cohesive for the average individual to comprehend. Yeah. If you are promoting any concepts for which you cannot easily explain, then you're lying. You don't know your material, or you're a liar. And this is one of the Archaix tenets as well. Also, one of the Archaix research tenets is that if something is true somewhere, it is probably true everywhere. There are many Archaix tenets that I have divulged all throughout the course of my online social media career, but they come from a lifetime of research, a lifetime of writing. So he and I do have that in common, that we are both published. There are others who are not. Now, they may be published now, and that's only because the advent of AI, anybody can be a published author now, but I don't know if Jimmy Corsetti is, but we know Billy Carson is, and some of these books are horrific. Some of these books are, well, we've talked about them before. As a matter of fact, I have gone deep into that rabbit hole. So I know a lot of you are really, really discouraged with David Icke because of his recent connection to Billy Carson. You have every reason to be discouraged. Every reason to be discouraged. Anyone can go on my YouTube channel and look at my playlists. And I have an Archaix playlist of bad data videos where I'm exposing bad data. Information that's just totally untrue and can easily be proven not to be true. So, let's see. So, I mean, I got a few things that are unconnected to David Icke, like star forts, none of that. But here's Archaix chronological challenge to Satan's little season theory. Here's my challenge to all those who say there's a reset in the 1800s. I'm showing otherwise. But let me blow that up a little bit more. There we go. That's better. That's better. So this video here, 100 destructions from 526. I mean, this just shows that the world has been destroyed multiple times, whole regions and hemispheres, that catastrophism answers for everything. Yeah, when you follow the David Icke, Graham Hancock, Billy Carson narrative, you are forced to compress your understanding of cataclysmic history and our future into narratives involving 6,000, 12,000, and 24,000 year periods. These are in turn married to zodiacal age periods for which the ancient world knew nothing about. Those are Theosophical Society and Golden Dawn Society constructions. They do not exist in the historical record. These zodiacal ages. We have a massive amount of misinformation that needs to be corrected. It's all corrected in this one playlist. But Billy Carson's whole entire narrative is completely dismantled. Here is From Anuna to Anunnaki, getting the story straight. This is Billy Carson type data. Here's Minnie Vanilli right here. There's the Wonder Couple, Darius J. Wright and Lisa Harrison, their history. Yeah, he's blowing up. You know, he's the ultimate authority. You know, good luck to him. Good luck to his success. Whatever. I don't care. But I know I'm not going to be quiet about it. Yeah. John Nolan's not going to be quiet about it. He's going to promote Lisa Harrison and Minnie Vanilli here. Yeah, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn how pissed that dude gets. I'm absolutely through with anybody promoting and pushing the shills. Done with them. Circling the Square of Heaven, shocking origins of the Zodiac, assault on ancient aliens. Yeah, you guys have shown me the emails. You have shown me the Facebook posts where you have dropped the links to my data sets to David Icke, to people in Iconic, to Billy Carson, to Jimmy Corsetti. You've shown me over and over and over. Yeah, they can gaslight the shit out of other people, but I know for a fact I've been on their radar for a long time. How could I not be? There's silence all the way across the field. So somebody higher up is holding the strings, and those strings all attached to every single one of these shills I've called out for debate, and those who promote them. Yeah, who's holding those strings? Who's higher than all the individual truthers and platforms? Who's higher? Is there another echelon that I'm unaware of that you can educate me about? Because the only thing I can default to are intelligence agencies. Why are they invested in what we promote as fact or not? I mean, isn't the idea to promote accurate history? Apparently not. Apparently not. Islands of Bones, all about the Great Flood. That's another good one. Okay, this book here will go down in history as one of the worst books of all times. The Emerald Tablets and Billy Carson book review. I challenged Billy Carson to a debate just on this book. I said, hey, Billy, man, you really need to talk about this book. This is absolute copy and paste Facebook educated drivel that you published here. It is. I can't believe you took Dorial from 1922, the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, Thoth the Atlantean, which do not exist, and you pretended like it was real history, and you published this dumbass book. Yeah, man. So I felt sorry after Wes Huff spanked Billy Carson in a Christian debate. I felt sorry for Billy, but I was also offended at the behavior of the Christian community online. So I did a full video in defense of Billy Carson. Yeah. Because it needed to be said. I couldn't even believe I did that video. Even in the middle of the video, I couldn't believe I was doing that video. But I defended the man and the treatment that he was getting from the Christian community because it was totally unchristian. It was total bullshit the way they were handling this whole situation. Whether Wes Huff won the debate or not, the after effect in the Christian community was toxic and it was immature. Every bit of it. So here's David Icke. Here's a criticism of David Icke. Are we on a prison planet? Archaix questions claims of David Icke. So, yeah, I already know. You guys proved it to me. I know a bunch of you sent Iconic and David Icke the links to this video. You're not going to tell me he didn't watch it. I'm not Winnie Foo Foo. You're not just going to tell me any old thing. Archaix versus Ancient Aliens. Billy Carson was sent that too. Tetrabiblos, Zodiac Code of Ptolemy, Stellar Deceit, The Great Lie of Procession, Secret Knowledge of Berosus, Dog Star Statue of Syriad, Sphinx Decoded. There are data sets in all these videos. Forbidden Knowledge, Billy Carson responds. This is related to this video here because it's the same thing that happened. David Icke had an online meltdown today and lost a lot of face. But he could have avoided that because for years he should have tapped out and finally said, hey man, you know what? I know that you're bucking all these other dudes that I work with, but I got to have you in Iconic. Come here and talk about this Phoenix phenomenon. Come explain to me why I'm wrong about Atlantis when everybody else says the same thing. Atlantis 9,600 BC. How can you focus on me when they all say the same thing? David Icke's had multiple opportunities to come to the table. I do not feel sorry for this man at all. At all. Here it is. Bright insight promotes a dark lie. This is me completely dismantling the Rishat structure as being Atlantis. Hell, even Man in a Box completely agrees with me on that, and he hates my guts. Randall Carlson, Man in a Box. You guys know, you heard the song. But Epic of Humanity. This is another epic fail. Epic fail of Billy Carson and Matt LaCroix. This was nothing but a bunch of chat GPT and Facebook educated bullshit. It's almost like he took whole Facebook posts and just copied them and threw them in this book. Matt LaCroix wrote most of the book. Billy Carson's part was so childish. But I've already explained to you guys about Billy Carson. He's not a researcher at all. Billy Carson learns audibly and visually. He can listen to people's videos and see things, and then he can absorb those into his paradigm and then mix them with everything else he's got, whatever he feels that's true, and then turn around and parrot it back in a presentation without ever having read a book. This is Billy Carson's ability. He's very good at it. But he's not a researcher. He does not have a research bibliography. He's basically Facebook and YouTube educated. Now, what is this? That's a simulacrum thesis. Yeah. Here's Iconic and Archaix, separating the facts from the fictions. Again, Jamie Icke's claim today. I don't know who that bloke is. I only heard about him 8 hours ago. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. I've been on Iconic's radar for a while. As a matter of fact, I declined an interview on Iconic 2 years ago, and I told you guys in the posts. We talked about it right here on YouTube. I declined an invitation when they reached out to me, a female. Then she told me, you're going to be on Iconic and you'll be talking to me. And I was offended. I was like, who are you? I looked her up and I said, I don't know. What? No, I'm not coming into Iconic to talk to you and then turn around and be pigeonholed into, here's just an insignificant podcaster right here. Yeah, screw off. No, I'm not doing it. Yeah, I got 12 books published. I got a whole research history. And you want me to talk about some dumbass shit like this? No, I'm not. No, I decline that. You can't tell me I haven't been on their radar. They're lying. Unraveling Atlantis, Ghosts of Poseidon. Here's a whole video just completely dismantling the Atlantis narrative as 9,600 BC. Another one, I am 18,371 turnings of the Shar old. Yeah. So if that's true, when that video came out, I was 18,371 Shars old. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, 18,371 divided by 360, I was exactly 51.0 years old when this video came out. You can't see it, it's on the bottom, but it's 51.0. That's how old I was the day we did that live video. Ice Age Techniques, Vapor Canopy, and How Graham Hancock Sucks. That's not really the title. I just can't read the rest of the title. There it is. Oh, How Graham Hancock Threatens Establishment Science. Again, if you just want to watch one video that completely dismantles the entire Atlantis narrative and shows that it's the 13th century BC, all you have to watch is Silence of the Atlanteans right here. Silence of the Atlanteans, Platonic Grift to Humanity. That's the data set. If you think you're qualified, get to it. Get to it. I'll have you come on my channel and I'll have you debate it. This is it right here. This is the video that proves that everybody's wrong. Atlantis was not 9,600 BC. It was the 13th century BC. And all 30 little data points in the story of Plato's Atlantis all fit the 13th century BC and no other period in time in history ever. Yeah. There's 30 different date monikers. There's 30 different things that the historian has to date that are all mentioned in Plato's Atlantis narrative. No, all these people talking about it was a philosophical, socio-political treatise. Man, shut your dumb ass up. No, it wasn't. He was relaying historical facts. This is what really happened. Every bit of it. Yeah, there's fantasy mixed in there. Absolutely. But he was perfectly explaining the Sea Peoples Federations. They just didn't call the archaeologists didn't call the Sea Peoples Atlanteans. It's all here. Here's the Phoenix hypothesis deal. It's the same thing that Stella Steele did. This is the guy that has that Christian Schroeder has that very nice book published. Remember I told you that I believed an intelligence agency published that book. It's too good. It's hardback. My publisher can't even afford to publish a book that nice. Yeah, I went through the whole book and showed you how he stole the whole Phoenix phenomenon research, but he repackaged it as something different and never once mentioned the 138-year period sequencing, the chronology itself. None of it's in there. And then to add insult to injury, when you open up the front page, it's got a black and white photo of all these truthers. David Icke's in there too. All these truthers, and then they got a bunch of shills all collected together, and then turn around and they put my face hidden in the shadow. You could almost miss it, but I blew it up for everybody to see, proving my point that this was deliberately stolen from my research, and they're basically telling me fuck you. Remember that video? Yeah, guys. Show me anybody else in the field of research, antiquities, who's been attacked as much as me. Yeah. Show me anybody in the field of antiquities research who is ignored by everybody who should be talking to me. Yeah, you can't. Two different paradigms, both equally true. They should wake you up and let you know something's going on here. This shit's real. A total dismantling of Hancock's 9600 BC Atlantis dating. This is a really good one too. So many. Here's Abydos Underground. All right, correcting the Shar chronology. I challenged Billy Carson and Matt LaCroix on this one right here. I said, shit, here's a data set right here. Let's debate it. You guys steady telling millions of people all this bullshit. Well, here's all this straight out the historical record. Give you all the citations. Neither one of them want to debate it. Even today, you can contact Matt LaCroix right now. Tell him, hey, man, Jason's calling you out, dude, on anything you want to debate. Yeah, they're running, all of them. Remember I had a t-shirt made called Running Man, Archaix Running Man? Showed Matt LaCroix, Billy Carson, Graham Hancock, Randall Carlson, and somebody else. There's 5 people all running. Yeah, I need to do a new Running Man t-shirt and put David Icke on it. That's what I need to do. Profound mystery. The answer lies on the surface. Yeah, what's good about that one? That's a good debate for Man in a Box. Randall Carlson. Talking about rocks from space and shit. Göbekli Tepe, Fingers of the Bird Cult. Let's see. Meteor Crater. Remember, I went to Meteor Crater to investigate it. Cutting apart the truth is exactly how they lied to us. I gave you the method that all these guys are employing. Yeah, man, which David Icke employed today. Atlantis has fallen. Pharaoh Sekhnakti and the Great Mediterranean Dark Age. Here is another Atlantis chronological data set. Here's Dunning-Kruger's versus Jason live. Here again, I'm talking about all the shills and why they do what they do. Jimmy Corsetti and the Disinformation Network. All these videos are free. They're for free on YouTube right now. Bid for free. Archaix debunks Graham Hancock and the liars of the Age of Leo. There was no Age of Leo. The Egyptians did not know of a zodiac before 300 BC. It's all bullshit. The Sphinx was not in recognition of a lion in the sky. There was the Sphinx facing due east. Yeah, at the vernal equinox means that the Sphinx was built during the Age of Leo in 10,600 BC as poppycock. It means that every single Taco Bell in the world that faces due east was also founded in 10,600 BC. It is so dumb. It's the dumbest argument ever. I completely dismantle that entire Graham Hancock paradigm, linking the Sphinx to the Age of Leo in this video. So embarrassingly that after I release this video, Graham Hancock's talking about he's having medical problems. He's going to step back. Same thing we're starting to hear David Icke say. I'm going to step back from X for a while. I'm going to step back here. What's the next thing you're going to do? You're going to retire? How are you guys going to get away? I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing anything but getting more and more popular as people wake the F up that you guys are liars. I'm just getting more popular. It's nothing I'm really doing. You're doing it to yourselves. Every bit of it. Every bit of it. Fingerprints of the grift. Here's the ultimate truther Bible that so many people have attached their belief systems to. I dismantled almost all of it. I went through the whole book and I show you deliberate lies, deliberate misinformation in the bibliographies. I dissected the shit out of that book. And Graham Hancock didn't say a thing because he can't. He can't. He's busted. He can't. I've even challenged Graham Hancock's entire community. If you don't like what I did, and if you're offended that your own hero won't defend the integrity of his own published research, any of you heroes out there step up to the plate. I'm more than welcome to come on my channel and defend Graham Hancock's positions. I can debate you just as easy as I can debate him. Not one single taker. What? What in the hell is going on? So I gave all this data about Graham Hancock's entire history, everything that he promotes, everything that's been disproven and showed. I gave all the facts to Grok, and I showed you that I didn't manipulate any data. I showed you exactly what I fed, what my prompts were, and Grok AI his conclusion was that Graham Hancock's behavior and publishing history is charlatan related. That he is a charlatan. If everything was asserted was true, then Graham Hancock's a charlatan. And I showed you guys, I didn't manipulate that. I didn't manipulate those prompts. I showed you what the prompts were all the way through. Yeah, if this is the behavior, this is the facts about Graham Hancock's history. And Grok AI concluded, well, if these are the facts, then yeah, he's a charlatan. Absolutely. Archaix explains why Gaia will never be a historical authority. Archaix share Running Man concert video. Yeah, all these are the concert songs right here. I forgot about this. Yeah, man. But what I'm going to need to do here is collapse that, because I don't want y'all thinking that that has anything to, that's only 50. I only went through 50 videos. Yeah, I only went through 50 videos. There's a whole nother list. They're all free to the public. It's a whole nother list of these videos, guys, that you need to see. I'm more offended by that it's a network. You can't say it's not a network. Graham Hancock has hitched his wagon to Billy Carson. Billy Carson is networking with Graham Hancock and Randall Carlson on the same tour. But Randall Carlson's hitched his wagon to Graham Hancock. They are a team. They go conferences together. They go on trips together. They've got all the hundreds of videos, podcasts. They've been guests together on Joe Rogan. They're two peas in a pod. But the man, he's a man in a box. He is a man. Randall Carlson is a man in a box, guys. And it's sad. It really is. It is sad. He's trapped in a box. But because David Icke has now hitched his wagon to the same shit that Randall Carlson is about, then, we need to honor that real quick. We're far from done with this video, but this is in honor of the relationship between David Icke and Randall Carlson.
Oh, Randall Carlson trapped in a box so tight, skipping the catastrophes under the pale moonlight. He hollers about a rock from the sky in the Ice Age cold, but misses the resets that the old scrolls told. Fossils in 3D, humans deeper than Dino's bones, artifacts whispering secrets from ancient thrones, star jelly falling like tears from the fallen stars, while he pushes NASA pics from his CGI bars. Oh, Randall, break out of that box. Evolution's a hoax, no transitional clocks. Piltdown Man was a joke, feathered dino a lie. Atlantis ain't 900 BC, don't even try. You're dancing with shields like Hancock and Carson too. Avoiding the debates, what are you gonna do? Trapped in your theory, singing the same old song, but the truth's in the cycles where you don't belong. He skips the vapor canopies in the Phoenix fire. Nemesis coming back, pulling strings like a lyre. Out of place relics buried way down below. Human prints with Triceratops stealing the show. No Ice Age glaciers grinding slow through the land. It's cataclysms and resets drawn in the sand. Star jelly blobs from the heavens above. Fallen stars goo, not some comets love. Oh, Randall, break out of that box. Evolution's a hoax, no transitional clocks. Piltdown Man was a joke, feathered dino a lie. Atlantis ain't 900 BC, don't even try. You're dancing with shields like Hancock and Carson too. Avoiding the debates, what are you gonna do? Trapped in your theories, singing the same old song, but the truth's in the cycles where you don't belong. Now Archaix calls you out with data sharp as a knife, but you run from the ring, hiding your fringe life. Great year illusions, processions a scam. No 26,000 cycles in the ancient plan. Underground elites prepping for the next big fall, while you spin your yarns about a cosmic fireball. Wake up, old Randall, the Sims got a twist. Your box is a program and you're on the list. Human
remains mixing with prehistoric beasts. Deeper than dino layers, crashing your feast. No slow evolution, just hoaxes and schemes. Piltdown's fake jaw, bursting your dreams. Feathered frauds from the lab, not nature's design. You're pushing that narrative, crossing the line. Atlantis in the 13th century BCE, not your date, but you cling to 9600s, sealing your fate. Star jelly sliming down after meteor shows. Fallen stars, residue everybody knows. NASA's fake images airbrushed and clean, while real history's buried unseen. Trapped in your box, ignoring the signs of resets and loops in the timeline designs. Come debate if you're brave, face the Archaix crew, or stay in your cage. Boo-hoo, oh Randall, break out of that box. Evolution's a hoax, no transitional clocks. Piltdown man was a joke, feathered dino a lie. Atlantis ain't 9600 BC, don't even try. You're dancing with seals like Hancock and Carson too. Avoiding the debates, what are you gonna do? Trapped in your theories, singing the same old song, but the truth's in the cycles where you don't belong.
Yeah, man. Listen, I know way over there on the Isle of Man, over there in the UK, I know David Icke was probably dancing in his turquoise jumpsuit to that song. Oh, man, I really like that hillbilly music. I really like that. Yeah, man. I'm not saying David Icke's evil. I'm just saying, man, he picked a side. So from this point forward, deal with it. You did that. You hitched your wagon to what I'm predicting to be is going to be a losing team, because there ain't no way in hell. I mean, listen, anybody who has studied field dynamics, you know, once something is propagated into the field, it does not disappear. It does not go away. Sooner or later, it may be subdued. It may spread, but a signal grows. It becomes a part of the natural rhythm. More and more people pick on it, pick up on it. Next thing you know, man, you've got, you know, hundreds of thousands of people that are all basically resonating on the same frequency. The information comes back into the field, and then it's not just me, it's 100 Jasons and Jennifers. And they're releasing all kinds of information. All of a sudden, Archaix has metastasized throughout the community. This is where we're going. I'm not going anywhere. It wouldn't matter if tomorrow I quit doing what I'm doing today. It doesn't even matter anymore. Because once people see that I'm not pushing any of this data anymore, they will do it. So many people will step forth and stand in the gap and build their own YouTube channels and build their own TikToks. It's already in the field. There's no suppressing it. It's done. My work, I can literally say my work is done. I can literally say that because I already know other people are already in position to take up the torch and just take off. And there's no stopping this data. These guys have circled their wagons and they have closed themselves off. And like Randall Carlson, he's a man in a box, trapped in a box. It's done. It's done. I kind of feel sorry for them. They may hold out for another year, 2 or 3 years, but it's going to become, the silence is deafening. It's going to get to the point where their fall. Remember, the longer you delay a fall, the greater that fall will be. That's what's going on right now. Yeah, the very fact that Iconic is in a world of difference from Billy Carson, but not anymore. Ancient Apocalypse, the integrity of of the presentation of the information of Ancient Apocalypse and Graham Hancock? Graham Hancock's entire career bereft of any associations with shills, and all of a sudden Billy Carson networked together. They're circling the wagons, getting them all together. Listen, I am a strategist, and sometimes my moves aren't necessarily, I don't really telescope them. But looking at this objectively, even though it's a subjective experience and I'm heavily involved, I can step outside of this experience and look at it objectively. Tell me in the chat if you agree, but this doesn't look good for them in this vein. Ignoring the Archaix data this long has created a vacuum, and people are now asking questions. Man, what's going on? Does it look like someone has intentionally networked all these together? These are all the people I've called out. Thinking, giving them the idea that it's for their protection, but it's not. Is there a hidden benefactor that has literally caused all these people to make the one mistake they should have never made, and that is to bridge to network all together and be associated with all the scams and all the bullshit that these guys are all attached to? Because to me, it looks like the greatest takedown ever. It looks like they were specifically corralled into their present positions to network together. That's the only thing I can think of, because it doesn't make sense. And I have to logically process that. If they're being set up for failure, and this was all by design, and somebody super high up's looking down, watching all this, why would they do that? Why is it necessary to get all these dudes lumped together so it's so much easier to take them down? Because it's not helping them. It's not helping them at all. If you agree that if I might be on the right track here, let me know. Or maybe my imagination is running wild. But to me, this is too orchestrated, and I don't think the individuals themselves really know where this is going. I don't think so. I don't think they can process this. But yeah, remember, when the human mind is stretched by a new idea, it can never go back to its original dimensions. You can take, and also remember, if something is true somewhere, it's probably true everywhere. So you can take the micro and you can apply it to the macro. And what I mean is you can take what was in the highly personal and apply it to the all. It's just hard. It's hard to process what I'm perceiving is happening in the field. Because the whole move on Ickonic's part of networking with Billy Carson, that was fatal. They don't see the death knell yet. They don't hear it yet. But that was fatal. It was a fatal flaw. And to me, I'm seeing that the only thing I'm a logician. I'm going to process. I process information sequentially. Everything cause and effect. Okay, if this was done, then this. And then I'll look at it from a 360-degree vantage point, from every possible vantage point. So, okay, well, now that they're all together and they're all networked together, who does it really benefit? It's not them. No. Once you've networked with a group, you are guilty of everything everybody else has been implicated in that same group. It's the best way to take down a whole echelon of people, is to put them together. And who did this? How did Graham Hancock ever agree to be in a room with Billy Carson? And vice versa. How did David Icke ever agree to be in a room with Billy Carson? How did that happen? Yeah, there's more going on here, and it's not to their benefit. They may think financially right now they might be benefiting a little bit, but this is not. It's not going to go well. Like I said, I'm going to repeat this. When the human mind is stretched by a new idea, it can never go back to its original dimensions. So we apply the micro to the macro. Once something is put into the field and starts propagating, there's no stopping it. Victor Hugo said that as well. Once a nation begins to think, there is no stopping it. Yeah, man. So this is what I'm seeing. I'm not discouraged by it all. It just, I'm always trying to think multiple moves in advance. Like if I was David Icke and I just made this move right here and did this video, how would it benefit me? How would it benefit my sons? My sons are in social media. How would it benefit Iconic? How would it benefit what I'm doing and the trajectory that I want to go on? And nothing makes sense right now. That move sure the hell did not make sense. It just doesn't. It blows my mind, man. It's you know what? It might be time for, it very well could be time. There could be somebody so high up who realizes, you know what? It's time for a new echelon of truthers. It's time because we have already allowed AI, we have already allowed the truth to be known about everything in the field. We're killing the population with the truth. We've let them know everything about the vax. We've let them know everything about COVID. We let them know everything about our politicians, how evil they are, everything about the Epstein list. We have been killing them with the truth. But we've got some that are bringing a whole new level of truths into the field, and they're not being quiet. And there's the old guard. They're just in the way. It might be time for the old ones. Graham Hancock's getting up there. Randall Carson's getting up there. You already know this. Listen, guys. There's no shame in wearing Depends, but if you're getting too old to be in the game, man, you might need to consider wearing them.
Jason Brescher's Archaix boss, chronic and floss, dropping truth nukes while fakes take the loss. Dunning-Krugers, more like Dunning runners, from facts they flee. Barf parrots squawking BS, no originality. Sit your Pampers ass down before you leak the plot. Diaper rash from hot takes, that's your ego rot. Archaix awakens in this simulacrum game. Texan ex-con biker putting shills to shame. Jimmy Corsetti, bright insight, nah, dim bulb fright. Digging Reddit holes, but your theories ain't tight. Ancient aliens, that's your brain on low beam, dude. Overestimating smart, Dunning-Kruger crew. You on Joe Rogan? Must be a glitch in the matrix. Spouting dry as drivel, your logic's and Patrick's. Billy Carson emerald tablets, more like emerald fables. 1920s fiction, but your cable lit is stables. Anunnaki expert, nah, Anunnaki hack. Running from debates like a Billy Go Gruff. Total slack, Graham Hancock, Graham cracker pot schemes. Atlantis and 9600, that's ancient wet dreams. Phoenix flies over your fail, barfing pseudoscience. Sleaze, barf parrots, Dunning diapers, sit your Pampers ass down. Echoing crap all over town, wearing that frown. Joe Rogan, puppet Rogan, the boat with clowns. Take off that diaper, you're leaking brown. Pampers ass posse with your rash decisions. Archaix roast your precision incisions. Barf, barf, parrot squad, what a peculiar crew. Diaper ass burning, truth's changing you. Joe Rogan, barf, parrot king, Joe Rogan for thin facts. Jewish controlled, nah, that's the Sims artifacts. Guests like Carlson, Billy Buttons, bubble burst, 200K views. That's viewership rehearsed, no real debates, just shields gate, keeping the door. Avoid Archaix, you're chicken to the core. Gaia TV, Gaia scam, commercial alienation. Federation fables, pure constellation, frustration. Social media trolls, environmental waste, hating on Jason. He's the chain breaker ace, from prison to empire. That's the still left made grind. You wage slaves, barfing hate, mind left behind. All history, yours is a clown's piracy show. Phoenix resets real, but your bird breaks slow. Christian rights rising, more like rights tarred and blow. Denzel brand actors in the simu-drama glow. Man, sit your Pampers ass down, feel that chafety dance. Rash from lies, no ointment for ignorance. Adult dumb masses in big boy Pampers gear. Moon landings real, that's lunatic fear. New slogan, diaper Dunning dash, run from the burn. No Pampers para panic, watch the tables turn. Archaix Academy, 7v2 courses deep diaper. While you parrot BS, losing your white fur. Chronic and truths, your chronic con denied. AIX agenda, got an AIX to grind. Ran at Rose, Jimmy, Ning, Lord, no history cred. Randall Carson, Randall sideline, theory shredded. Pseudoscience a Rogan, pseudoscience debunked. Fans hearing noises, your ghost busted punked. T-Doker trolls in disguise, snitching the court, stealing like deep in the ride. Archaix, Alpha Mun, Red Deep, Plasma Apocalypse, gripping resets, that's catastrophic slips. Starve narratives, down the drain bow, they fling Billy athletic, but intellect
Yeah, man. Hey, somebody go through the chat. The TK guy that keeps on posting the uniformitarian drivel about 35,000-year-old paintings in caves. Now, listen, Archaix only goes back to 5239 BC because Archaix is about the verifiable historical record. That does not mean things did not happen in 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000 BC. It means that Archaix does not cover any of that. But it doesn't even matter because the Atlantis narrative itself doesn't go back that far because it's a misunderstanding of what the 9,000 lunations meant. The Greeks thought it was years. So quit posting your uniformitarian bullshit because you haven't offered anything constructive but a bunch of power chats that you think undo something when you don't even, you obviously new here and you don't know shit about any of the chronological data of Archaix. So if that's the only value you provide, get out of my chat before one of my mods gets you. Yeah, I'm not trying to hear that shit. I'm tired of dealing with morons, man. Yeah, you ought to put on one of those diapers I was just talking about. Yeah, man. If they're getting too old to be in the game, that they got to have meltdowns on YouTube about some bullshit about an opinion piece. Yeah, you know what? It might be time to put that diaper on. Yeah, Graham Hancock apparently needs one. Randall Carlson's he's right there. He's right there at that age. It might be time for the old guard to be removed because the old guard has everybody, even popular accounts like Jay Anderson. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if something's true or false, if it can be verified or not. If anybody in the old guard says something, Jay Anderson's on it. Oh, it's got to be the truth. Yeah, he's another one, man. He's another one on my radar. But yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, he's another one on my radar because he looks just like one of those CIA hacks. You know, Michael Button. Yeah, blonde hair, blue eyed guy. Bam, on Joe Rogan. 11 months on YouTube. Nobody knows him. Nobody's watching him. Gets straight on simply because Graham Hancock endorsed him. He gets on Joe Rogan. He's struggling too. His content absolutely sucks. If you go on Joe Rogan and you still suck after you got that opportunity to have millions of people listening to you, you should get off social media. Michael Button needs to quit posting on X because nobody gives a damn. It's like a high school teacher telling us, you get a 2-year bachelor's in anthropology and you think you're a historian. Man, sit down somewhere. It's got to be an intelligence agency that gave him the opportunity. He looks just like Jimmy Corsetti. He looks just like Jay Anderson. He looks just like Matt LaCroix. Are there clones being shit out that all know just half an ounce of history and then they all go on Joe Rogan and they're able to propagate these lies? How in the hell is this possible? Where did they get that template from? Green-eyed, blue-eyed blondes who all have almost no educational background whatsoever that get shit out into the social media sphere, start these channels and start these communities, and then all of a sudden, Joe Rogan's going to have them on. You can't tell me an intelligence agency isn't doing all that. There's no way. It's not natural. There are people, I'm not one of them because I think Joe Rogan's a shill. I'm not one of them. He can't invite me on this. He will never invite me on this channel. I don't agree. I do not agree, and I'm very vocal about the fact that we have a Jewish nepotism power structure, and I don't believe any of these men earn it's merit. Yeah, I am where I am today by merit. Those men are not. They were born into a social structure that already had positions waiting for them. Yeah, they got to fill it. You guys know, I'm not going to talk about all this shit here, but I ain't scared to talk about it. But it's just not the subject matter of this video. But yeah, I'm never going on Joe Rogan. For what? So I can be just one of those in a long line of shills that have been on his channel? He needs to be taken down too. It's time for them to wrap that shit up, man, and get him out of the field too, because so many people see through the bullshit now. Yeah, man. If it isn't certain narratives, man, shit, you're not going to be on Joe Rogan. If you're not promoting certain shit, you're not going to be on Joe Rogan at all, man. Yeah, screw all that. Now that I've seen that video where Joe Rogan knew the truth, and it was Alex Jones that sat there and argued with him until Joe Rogan got mad, but now Joe Rogan's made a complete flip now that he got that Spotify contract and all these. Yeah, I see. Okay, cool. You're shilling for the shekels. Cool. That's what you chose. But don't think, I don't care if I have 500 million followers. I don't care. You're never going to get a compliment from me. You're a fucking shill. Simple as that. It's not going to happen. Anyway, yeah, right out of Central Casting, a whole bunch of them. Yeah, man, they got a template. Stamp, Jimmy Corsetti. Stamp, Jay Anderson. Stamp, Michael Button. Stamp, Matt LaCroix. I'm talking about as soon as that stamp comes off, they just get up, get orientated real quick. They might plug something in the back of their head and jack them full of a bunch of bullshit uniformitarian, younger, dry ass shit. You know, give them a handshake with Graham Hancock and send them on their way. 3 months later, they're on Joe Rogan. It's amazing. Fucking amazing. Yeah, man. You guys know. I'm not telling you guys you don't know. I'm not telling you guys anything you don't already know. Yeah. David Icke trying to gaslight people into, I don't know why anybody would think I'm a part of an intelligence apparatus. Come on, man. You had a meltdown. You had a meltdown. I don't know if he was institutionalized or if he went to a psychiatric facility or not, but you guys remember he had a meltdown in 1989. Before he did the Jesus deal, before he came out, remember, look it up. You'll see. David Icke had a full meltdown and something happened. He went to some facility, some weird shit. He talked about it and then turned around, man. He comes out with the Ascended Masters shit, all the En Passant shit, all the Golden Dawn Theosophical Society Ascended Master bullshit. Helena Blavatsky stuff. Yeah, he was real deep into that shit. Yeah, man. So, I don't know, man. It's so weird. It's just so weird. You guys know it's weird. You guys know he was weird. What is this? Oh, yeah, we still got to look at this. This is the other part of that list I didn't share. I got so excited about that diaper video. There we go. Here we go. So, yeah, this is a free playlist. This is an absolutely free playlist to you guys. What's going on here? Hold on. All right. What is going on here? Hold on, guys. I'm trying to figure out why this is not. Oh, there it is. Cool. Got it. Now let me blow it up. All right. There we go. Let's see, 2025 Archaix Nation. That's just a little short video. Laughing off the lies. Is it true or false? My God, if you want to know what Archaix promotes, what we've shown not to be true and what we have shown to be true, this is a really good video. Laughing off the lies. Is it true or false? This is all in the same playlist. This is the Archaix Exposes Bad Data playlist. All these videos, all in one place for you. Official Archaix facts on origin of the solar zodiac. That's a good one too. You guys think the solar zodiac's old? You got another thing coming. Let's see. Manus Tusu, the warrior king, and the lie of Egyptian chronology. The year everything changed. This one video collapses so many narratives out in the field. Let's see. A 307-year-old book further exposes the lie of Graham Hancock. Archaix dismantles Theoria Apophysis Atlantis claims. Yeah, this dude was real. He was a real disappointment, man. The weird lie of Guy Anderson, new face of the Tartaria grift, networking with, he's in the Billy Carson, he's in the Iconic. Yeah, this guy here, he's a part of the grift as well. Fossilized idiocy, debunking the morons of the scientific community. That would be Randall Carlson in Friends. Let's see. We just did that one the other day. What in the hell just happened with David Icke? That's this video right here. Yeah, there are way more videos on my channel covering these topics than these. Way more. But this will give you a good idea that in one single playlist, you have access to all those debate topics that I've been calling people out for years. Yeah, man. Remember, guys, you're new to my channel. If you're new to my channel, man, I've only been here 6.5, 7 years on YouTube. I've been in publishing 20 years. I've been in serious research for 30. Yeah, and it shows in my presentations and in my books. You also have to remember that all these shills I call out were all on board with the 2012 scare. Don't forget that. That's not a transient point. They were all on board with 2012 into the Mayan long count. Yeah, none of you knew who I was back then, but I had a book published in 2011 by Booktree Press, and the book was written in 2009, where I showed that the Mayan long count's 13 Bactans of 1,872,000 days was calculated in error in 1952 by two Mesoamerican scholars. They didn't understand that the Maya, they didn't understand that the 13 Bactans being 144,000 days, beginning in 3113 BC, they assumed that the entire history of the Mayan long count was 5,125 years, and it's never made sense to anyone. No one has ever been able to put it together and figure out, like, damn, man, how in the hell did this mathematically perfect calendar based on units of 360, how did it get turned into 5,125 years? A number the Maya would have never respected. But it wasn't. I showed in my books that the number was 5,200, which was the calendar round times 100. The ancient Mesoamerican calendar round was 52. 52 times 100 is 5,200 years. 5,200 years divided perfectly by a 360-day year is exactly 1,872,000 days. That number is equally divided 13 times into 13 Mayan epics called Bactans, each Bactan being 400 years of 360 days apiece. Each one of those 400 years of 360 days apiece is exactly 144,000 days, meaning the entire system was 5,200 days, but something happened in the 8th century BC because the year changed. And when it did, it changed to 365.25, and the Maya respected that, and they put that on their steels that the new year is 365.25, and they calculated it from that point on, changing the Mayan end date from 2012. It was never 2012, and I was publishing that before 2012 ever came around. I still have those books. Many of you have read my book, Anunnaki Homeworld, where this research is shown. Nothing happened in 2012, and I even said nothing would happen in 2012 but 2013, and I was right. And all these truthers were wrong, and all these people that are still in the field, Billy Carson, David Icke, a bunch of fear-mongers. People were all mentioning the 2012 scare. Graham Hancock mentioned it. There's a whole bunch of people popular in the field today that were pushing that 2012 scare. But when 2013 came around, all of a sudden they changed it over to a metaphysical mumbo-jumbo ascended master bullshit. No, you don't understand, Jason. The Mayan were right. The calendar ended in 2012, and ever since then, everybody's ascended. Shut the F up. It's just stupid shit. The arithmetic was wrong. Just admit the arithmetic was wrong. And when you correct it, it's 2046. So dumb. It's all so dumb. Yeah, man, but it's these chronological data points and these data sets that support those points are integral to understanding the accurate history of the world. Yeah. When do you hear David Icke tell you what really happened in the medieval period, in the Dark Ages, in the Greco-Roman period? Yeah. Does he ever talk about the Carthaginian period and the anomalies that were seen and recorded all throughout the Mediterranean in the sky? Does he ever talk about the Alexandrian period, the period of Callisthenes? When does David Icke ever talk about anything of historical substance? It's always modern shit. It's always stuff about modern families and modern conspiracies and all this. Yeah, it's all this doomsaying and all this fear-mongering. And to make it even worse, according to David Icke, you're living in a world of absolute evil. It's everywhere. But that's not the bad news. According to David Icke, the bad news is even when you die, you're in a trap. So no matter what you do in life doesn't matter. Once you exit this construct, then the real danger begins, because you can make the wrong mistake and go the wrong place and loop right back in here. It is so dumb. It is so toxic. Yeah, it's a soul-killing doctrine. Hell, If things get so bad in here, like some people like to check out, you're senior citizen, you don't got any help, the government's not going to give you enough benefits. In different time periods, people just checked out on their own. Say, man, you know what? Told their children goodbye, made sure that all their affairs were in order, and they just did it. They just did it. But in David Icke's model, man, you got to suffer here all the way, man. You got to suffer through everything here. And then when you die, you're in even worse danger. Because if you make one wrong move after death, you're in a soul trap. It's so fucking dumb. Yeah, man. So dumb. I'm never going to endorse that. You are an immortal being flowing through the experiences of the construct. If you feel this is a totally evil world, it will become that for you. Yeah, man. But once the spirit leaves the avatar is a part of the construct itself. Once the spirit leaves the avatar, it's devoid. It is completely separated from the materium where all this evil is. You're done. To believe that your soul is in any danger after it exits the avatar is to literally claim that the creator or the oversoul is imperfect. Oh man, F off. It's dungeon programming. Yeah, man. So let's spend a career. Let's spend 30-something years telling the public how terrible and evil all this stuff is. And at the same time, tell them a truth. Tell them a truth. It's all evil. It's all terrible. However, you can't let it affect you, because the energy you buy into all this terribleness creates loosh. This loosh is energy that's fed by these supernatural, I guess not the ascended masters, I guess it would be the enemy of the ascended masters. Whoever these spiritual entities are, they are feeding off your spiritual energy. This loosh term. This is the David Icke model. I don't care if he didn't invent loosh. Who cares? Whoever it was, whatever that dude is for that institute, who created the term itself. This is the model that he's bought into. This is the model he promotes. Okay, so it's dungeon programming. Yeah, you're going to tell people all this terrible shit, all your videos filled with all this, how evil the world is, just focusing on all the negativity, and then turn around and tell people, man, but if you focus and listen, if you really listen to me and think about what I'm talking about, man, you're creating loosh, and these entities are, so you're telling people a truth according to you that spiritual entities will feed off the energy if you feel anxiety and if you experience this evil and you feel it and all that. But at the same time, you flood your community for decades with the very evil that you also vilify. Yeah, man. You know what? The old guard is fading away. That's why David Icke had a meltdown today. It's just why it happened, man. You just take it at face value. It's ridiculous, man. Atlantis is the linchpin, though. The reason no one wants to debate Atlantis, 9,600 BC, because it's the only item that takes anything in the human historical record and places it into the fantasy Younger Dryas narrative. But when you look at the Archaix data set, that totally collapses. That's why there isn't a single soul in the world that's going to debate me on Atlantis. They can't afford that right now, because if the Atlantis domino falls, everything falls behind it. Everything else, there's not a single shill narrative that's going to survive scrutiny after the general public finally agrees, holy shit, all these dudes are wrong. This data here shows us Atlantis is 13th century BC. When that happens, every argument for Younger Dryas in Atlantis and the cycle of cataclysm and all that collapses, and it forces people to look in the human historical record for the very answers that all these shills have been trying to tell you is in the Younger Dryas 12,000 years ago. Atlantis is the key. Atlantis is the one domino that collapses. It starts all the collapse. Yeah, man. So I'm going to ask you, who is getting these guys to circle the wagons and network together? Because it's not helping them. It's not going to help them. This is going to make it so much easier for them to fall together. So is there a force operating in our world that's pulling the strings? and that has really suckered all these dudes to start working together. A force that for some reason really does want the truth to come out. I mean, I'm only processing stuff logically. It's such a mind fuck thinking about this, because I've been fighting this fight for years, but it's such a mind fuck thinking about it. Like, damn, man. You know, the oversoul's always telling me to be patient. Don't jump the gun, be patient. Critically analyze everything going on around you before you react. I even told people in my inner circle today that I'm not going to react to that stupid video. I said, I'm embarrassed about that. I said, no, man, all it merits is a post. I'll just do a post and explain to my community, you know, that, you know what, I really feel sorry for the old man, but his time is done. He's over with. That was terrible. It was embarrassing to be in the chat and to endure that. But you know what? I'll always respect David Icke for how he educated me in the 90s and the thousands, but I outgrew him. And because he's always treated Archaix as if it cannot bring value to the table, then I dismiss him now. And he can't be mad about that. He can't be mad. But it's the Atlantis is the key, guys. And I can't see it otherwise. But something's happening. And if maybe somebody can correct me, maybe you can send me an email, maybe you can say it in the chat or in the comments below, but it's not adding up. The networking's not adding up. There's no benefit to Graham Hancock to work with the shill Billy Carson. There's no benefit to Iconic to be attached to Guy Anderson and Billy Carson. These moves do not make sense. So why did they do them? They do not make sense. You can't build an empire on bullshit. It will collapse. It will collapse. We're not done with this video, but in honor of the shills pushing this bullshit Atlantis stuff, you know, David Icke joined them. He joined the shills in two different ways. He passed the Rubicon and he started working with the enemy. And two, he went straight to my criminal history today. Bad move. Real shill move there, man. Yeah, man. Real shill move. So, what I'm going to do is we're not done with this video, but we're going to enjoy another song dedicated to David Icke.
Ladies and gents, gather around the fire sale of ancient lies, where Hancock waves his white hair like a flag of surrender. I shake chips into a lizard with the deadline, and Jimmy upset he flips maps like bad pizza dough. This ain't history, it's a grift symphony. Let's roast up! Graham Hancock, old silver fox with a Netflix check, preaching about lost cities while your facts are erect. 9600 BCE, that's your magic number. You hack. Younger dry is coming, buddy, that's just whack. You cherry pick myths like grapes from a vine. Ignore the data, sell books for a dime. Atlantis sank cause your timeline's afloat on waves of bullshit, keeping suckers afloat. Randall Carlson's your bro, hammer in hand, smashing real science like it's grains of sand. But when the ice melts and truth starts to thaw, your empire crumbles, bow down to the floor. Charlatans in the spotlight, peddling dreams for the fee. Hey, Hancock, upsetting liars degree. Reptilians and pyramids, aliens from the stars. What's your evidence? Empty jars on Mars. Shill for the shekel, twist history's thread. Wake up, sheeple, these wolves want you dead. Roast them, toast them, burn the whole damn crew. Pseudoscience circus, we're coming for David Icke, turquoise tie and a lizard grin. You're banned from YouTube? Nah, that's just spin. Only truth tellers get the boot. You whine and cry, but Archaix is screaming, so by your rules he's alive. Children of the Matrix, more like kids in your scam. Biggest secret's a fact, you're a one-man sham. Sitchin' fanboy, Anunnaki gold rush. Pushing fall of Atlantis like it's holy hush. 9600 BCE debate, Archaix your fraud, or hide in your books, applaud your own applaud. Pacifist pose of calling out Donnie Trump while your wallet's the real shape-shifting chump. Charlatans in the spotlight, want you dead. Roast them, toast them, burn the whole damn crew. Pseudoscience circus, we're coming for you. Jimmy Corsetti, upsetty, the clown with the glow flip. Bright insight, more like dim-witted clips. Mud flood myths and Tartaria tales so tall. Yo, Jimmy the janitor sweeping up the fall. Hancock's your godfather, Ike's the Uncle Weirdo. All three of you grifting off the unconvinced fear. No peer review, just Patreon, please. Selling salvation in 4K decrees. But the dates don't add, the commas don't crash. Your red letters in Zapato splash. Pictogram like in Hancock at the rally roar. White hair flapping like a ghost from the shore. Magicians of beguile, the trick finger of God knives to defeat Pavel Jago. Pyramids align to your greed, but carving dates laugh at your scholarly bleed. Corsetti chimes in with his upside down spin. Ike nods along, let the grip begin. You're a trio of tumbleweeds in the true desert drive, blowing smoke signals through the credulous sky. Archaix called it chill dating just in. Time to pack up the tent. Carnival's then! Charlatans, charlatans, charlatans in the spotlight, peddling dreams, dreams. Ike Hancock upsetting liars to grave. Roast them, toast them, burn them to the sea. Then let it sink. 96, 100% BS, hey, Upsetty. Here, have some spaghetti.
Billy always looks so astonished at the end of that song. Yeah, man. It's terrible, man. So I don't know anything about David Icke and a Mason's apron. I don't go deep on people like that. Listen. I don't go into the personal lives of the individuals that I attack. I don't. And I attack those individuals because the information they're putting out is false, and I have given them opportunities to come to the table. Many opportunities. Yeah. People on the outside looking in who are not a part of the Archaix community see me as some aggressive asshole just picking on people being a bully. And they have no idea the amount of years I have spent putting this data together and reaching out to so many different people to come to the table, and no one will. When they see the data, they run. So why is it important? Why is Jason such a stickler for the facts? Well, I'm going to tell you. Because if you assess the data, your conclusion will be the same as mine. We're heading into a world-shattering series of events, and it's not anything that's being promoted by other truthers, not other news, mainstream media, alt media. Some people have fragments and bits of it, and yeah, they're doing a pretty good job. But you've seen the Phoenix phenomenon, and you see what comes behind it, Nemesis X, and you've seen the chronological data sets that show both of them going through history and all the events that are connected to them. Starting in 2039 to 2046, our world is going to go through fundamental changes. And before that time begins, there needs to be a sufficient archive of information in different areas of the world so we can preserve the integrity of the historical record. Remember, from year one of the Archaix presence on YouTube, remember what the goal was. The goal was to have a finalized chronicon of the world, showing even the future events, so that people post-reset will have something that they can rebuild the historical annals of the world with. Because many underground facilities aren't going to make it. They're not going to make it. Many surface places aren't going to make it. So I wanted to have these arcs with all this chronological, different languages dispersed. My first phase of my project was successful. I put Chronicon, a 1,055-page PDF. My book is huge, History of the World, that shows all this data. and I distributed it to about 50,000 people worldwide. It took 6 years to do that. There are still people ordering my Chronicon. I've given many free, hundreds free. I've made free downloads in some of my communities. But that was just the beginning, because the world we're moving toward is a world that has no internet. It's not going to have flash drives and SSD drives. It's not going to have those ways. Remember the Archaix presentations of what happened after the Typhon flood. We were technologically advanced in the pre-flood world. That's how we built Giza. That's how we built the Great Pyramids in the Osirion. That's how we built Pumapunka. That's how we built so many different places around the world that were devoid. The technolithic architecture is devoid of decor. It doesn't have symbols and hieroglyphs. It has none of that. It was all utilitarian, extremely high tolerances and beautiful angles and megalithic blocks, and we don't know how it was done outside of the context of machining. That's technolithic. It's pre-flood. After the flood was Heliolithic, and this was boulders and Cyclopean masonry. And during the Heliolithic phase, different areas of the world, according to their cultures, now stylize their art. Now we have all kinds of different styles of architecture, but it's based off the megalithic yard and megalithic concepts, like Cyclopean masonry. After the Typhon flood was introduced writing and symbols and all that. What was the first writing that appeared after the Typhon flood? Cuneiform tablets. Why did humans hold cuneiform tablets? Because they remember before the flood, humans had tablets and they were conveyed information on them. But that technological aspect was gone. So post-reset, the new form of communication was you had to actually write it in there. It was cargo cult phenomenon all over again. All this has been explained in Archaix, how the gods were humans, technologically advanced. Every bit of it. But the reason this data is important, it's not even important for today. It's just interesting. You guys agree when you go through the historical stuff and I show you all these things that are found in old books, you're like, whoa, wow, it's amazing. I can't believe that was in a book from 1725. And my videos were packed full of these. And then I pulled out a calculator and I show you all these historical events, and I show you the sources, and I show you how these things were dated. And then I blow your mind when I show you they're all 792 years apart, every one of them. Or they're all 138 years apart, every single one of them. I didn't date any of them, and they're not my sources. I just show the stuff to you. So over and over and over, I've been able to provide all this information. But in and of itself, it's only interesting. It's not detrimental yet, but it will be post-reset. The world after 2046 is going to be forged by the powers that were preparing for these events. When they resurface and put back the world back together, they're going to do it with new libraries and new histories. They're going to do it. They're going to control the future populations with future knowledges that allow them to do it, because this is what they did in the past. This is why Archaix pulls all of its data from old sources and old books that can be verified from multiple different vantage points. None of these shills understand that. They have no idea the complexity of the information that I've brought to the table, because they won't even look. They won't even look at the data sets that I freely give the public. They'll just get on YouTube and do a 1-hour rant and cry about some bunch of inconsequential bullshit. But yeah, man. You guys can go back and watch David Icke's video. Judge for yourself. Judge for yourself. But there's something going on in the field, and I don't feel it's disadvantageous to me. I feel something is moving, and it's not in their favor. And I don't know why they're all starting to network, because it's toxic. It is going to completely collapse in on itself. And if other rumors are true about all the great shill financial scams and all that shit they're also getting themselves attached to, then that's just going to make the crash even harder. But yeah, that's I am not at all displeased with this move. I think it's awesome that I've shown you guys a chessboard, and I have shown you how, moving the pieces, I have forced others into their moves. I've shown this to you. But I've always had David Icke as a piece off to the side. Always. I've always given him his props. But I've been telling you guys in the past year, I'm starting to have my doubts. And now all of a sudden, man, now he just proved my point for me. Yeah. He did a video, but man, he was genius in what he did because he chose an opinion piece to attack. Where I literally said multiple times, I have no proof, but I think based off this, he chose that as his way of mentioning Jason and Archaix. And in so doing, he could attach all his arguments to something so inconsequential and totally ignore that whole list of debate facts that I showed you guys twice already. Yeah, that was pretty smart. It's called gatekeeping. It's called gatekeeping, guys. And this is the final song. Gatekeeping ain't easy. You already know, guys. Gatekeeping ain't easy. But it's exactly what David Icke did today in his video, and it's sad. It's really sad. But I got much love for you guys. I've always got 500 more videos in me. And this really weird shill networking that's going on in the field, we're going to keep our eyes on it. Never know what develops. Love you guys.
This one's for the misled masses. The truth seekers led astray. Archaix rising, calling out the gatekeepers. Time to roast.
Gatekeeping ain't easy, holding back the light, pushing fake histories on the studio light. From Rogue and the Fridman, they lock the gate tight. Archaix knocking, but they ghost in the fight. Shills get the stage, grifting masses with lies. But truth's coming back. Open up your eyes. Joe Rogan, king of the pod, DMT dreams in your head. Hosting Hancock and Carson, leaving real truth for dead. Episodes like Nugget 1897, ancient apocalypse spin. But Phoenix phenomenon, you won't let it in. Randall's rocks and Graham's floods, all uniformitarian fluff. Billy Carson aliens, man, that's weak stuff. You platform the grifters, Jimmy Corsetti too. But Brisha's chronology, nah, not for you. Gatekeeping debates, keeping masses confused. Retribution's here, Joe, your cred's getting bruised. Keeping ain't easy, holding back the light, pushing fake histories on the studio light. From Rogue and the Fridman, they lock the gate tight. Archaix knocking, but they ghost in the fight. Shills get the stage, grifting masses with lies. But truth's coming back. Open up your eyes. Lex Fribbin, AI guru, deep talks in the night. Hancock and 44-9, Ice Age Cataclysm, Psycho, Bickley, Temper Tales. Younger, dry as hype, but Archaix is reset. You swipe left, no time. You chase the controversy, but block the real clash. Shills get the mic, truth gets the trash. Losses and sphinx erosion, all smoke and mirrors. While simulated history clears up the errors. Gatekeeping ain't easy, but you make it look slick. Retribution for the ostrich. Time to fix this trick. Patrick Bet David, Valuetainment Boss, Carson and EP46, Alien Jesus, Gloss, Randall and 466, Extinctions and Masons. But Archaix's timeline, no invitation. You talk pyramids, Trump, Uncles, Tesla vibes. Grifting with ancients, feeding the tribes. Billy's forbidden knowledge, more like forbidden facts. Gatekeep the debates, cover your tracks. Misleading the seekers, chasing the clout. Retribution's calling, truth breaking out.
Andrew shows on flagrant, jokes flying high. Carson aliens, Hancock Atlantis lie. Ben Van Kirkwick pyramids lost tech tees. But Archaix is Phoenix, you freeze. No please. Laughing at the theories, but blocking the real. Shills get the laughs, truth gets the steel. Corsetti's right inside them, bulb in the dark. Gatekeeping debates, missing the mark. Humorous roast, but the pace for the loss. Retribution served, count the cost. Retribution for the misled. For all y'all led astray, chasing fake ancient lore. Archaix got the data timelines galore. No more grifting masses, no more locked doors. Debaters step aside, truth settles the scores. Phoenix rising, simulations breaking free. Gatekeeping ain't easy, but it's over, you'll see. It ain't easy. Shout out to to the truth seekers. Check Archaix on X and YouTube for the real deal gatekeepers. Your time's up.